Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joey's Retro Newscast, where I go over the top news of the last week in retro handhelds, retro gaming, and just gaming in general. It's not really a big week for retro gaming news, it's mostly just game news, but as always, we'll talk about the important things. Citron Canary, the Nintendo Switch emulator, got an update to version 0.4. From their notes, they're bringing significant updates to graphics rendering, service implementations, memory handling, and the user interface. There's also improved game compatibility for a few games like Tears of the Kingdom, Smash Bros. Ultimate, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, and more. As far as I know, these are the only guys left in town for Switch emulation. That is still in actual development, so check it out if you're looking. Now, I just recently installed this on my PC, so I haven't had a lot of time to really play with it and test it out. And then I can't remember where else I'm using it. I might be trying it on my portal. I think if it has the Android app. I forget. There's so many of these Switch emulators that I lose track of all of them. But I've been trying it out. I think it's been all right on the PC. I haven't played that much on it, but I'll report back if there's anything weird or if it's pretty good, I guess. Question of the week. How often do you upgrade your PC? And it could just be normal parts. Maybe it's the processor and motherboard. Maybe it's the graphics card. Do you have a set number of years, number of months, number of days that you are upgrading your PC? Now, this comes right on the heels of my video this week where I talked about, once again, how awesome game streaming is, because I've been using it a lot for PC game streaming from my gaming PC, which is also my editing PC and all that, to my Odin 2 portal this entire week, and then my LIX and all of that, and it is just beautiful. It is absolutely great how awesome game streaming is, and so I recently updated my PC. I had a 13600K with 32 gigabytes of RAM and a Z690 motherboard, and then I decided to just go all out. So just yesterday, today is Thursday I'm filming, so Wednesday, I upgraded my PC to the new Ryzen 7 9800X3D, 64 gigabytes of RAM, and the MSI X870 Tomahawk motherboard. I kind of just went all out. I've never spent this much money on a motherboard before, and actually I think a processor, but I was just like, I made a mistake last time. I'm not making that mistake again. I also tried to grab the RTX 5080 this morning from Best Buy Canada's website, and that didn't work out. Neither did it work out with Newegg or Canada Computers. It's looking like I just won't be able to get the 5080. And I'm usually very lucky in these scenarios. I can usually grab them when they pop up. But whatever happened with Best Buy's website this morning, it just didn't happen. So I don't think it's in the cards for me to grab a 5080. And I think I would be murdered by my wife if I did. But to answer my own question, it took me 2 years to upgrade my PC. And I think in this scenario, because I've never done it that quick, it was mostly because I think I made the wrong decision with that 13600K. Obviously, all those voltage issues aside, it just isn't a great processor. And the 9800X3D is a fantastic beast of a processor. So I just decided, let's rip off the bandage. Bandage? Let's rip off the bandage. We'll upgrade now, and then this way it'll last me some years. I'm definitely not upgrading again in 2 years, but my graphics card, which is a 3080, definitely will be upgraded at some point, either soon with the 5080, or maybe I wait for the 6 series. I don't know. We'll see, but I do need an upgrade on that part too. So are you tempted by the 9800X3D? Are you tempted by the 5080? Does multi-frame generation grab you? Is anything this year grabbing you? Are you upgrading? I'm curious, how often are you upgrading? Is it every 2 years, 4 years? What is it? So let me know in the comments. Let's jump over into device news now, and Ayaneo just released all of their information on the Ayaneo 3. So it's available for pre-order, it's coming out in April, and all that sort of thing. So first, it starts at $699 for the early bird, and this is the black color only. And that is only for the previous Ryzen 8840U processor. If you want the newer AI9HX370 and you get a RAM upgrade to 32 gigabytes and 1 terabyte hard drive, it's going to be $600 more for the base to base. Although the same spec model on the 8840U is only $400 less. So technically you're paying $400 more for a different processor. As somebody who spent more than that on a 9800X3D, I'm just going to stay quiet at this point. Now, despite Ayaneo making a big deal about the modular controls, only the top models on both ends contain that kit. Otherwise, you have to spend another $100 on whatever other model you choose to get that kit included. It's also important to note that you actually do get a choice of panel between the models. You can either choose the 144Hz OLED panel with no VRR, or the 120Hz IPS panel with VRR. Even with the lack of VRR, there is no world where I would grab the IPS panel instead, but you do have that option. All of these models have just a 49 watt-hour battery inside, which at this point is kind of small, especially with what we've seen from other manufacturers coming out this year and what they'll be doing on the battery size, so you're giving up quite a bit here. So my thoughts on this are the same as most any time that I see an Ayaneo device, especially an x86. This year especially, we are going to see a flood of x86 devices, and all of them are going to have OLED or some sort of OLED, and in some cases it's OLED and VRR. So we have the Lenovo Legion Go 2, we have the Zotac Zone, we have whatever Asus is going to come out with this year. All of that sort of thing, plus any other manufacturer. And all of them are going to be sold at Best Buy or other retailers that have easy return policies. So it is tough to spend $700 on an overseas company that doesn't beat them in specs or value or anything like that. I struggle to see who would be buying these sorts of products. Now, unless you're specifically going for the $699 option here, which I think might be the only one that is close enough to a fine sort of value, although that 49 watt-hour battery is a little low. OLED and 144 hertz is great, but that battery, that's low. That is probably the only tier that is semi-worth it in every way, shape, or form, even though that is still low on the RAM part. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm missing something here. I don't know if there's a lot of people interested in this. If I'm looking at it personally, there's no way that I would buy this from a value or price or what you're getting perspective. But let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there is something that's good here that you're looking forward to. So let me know. Are you tired of staring at 40,000 games on your device and not knowing what to play? Well, why don't you come join the Discord and we'll play some Game of the Month and a ROM Hack of the Month. That's what's going on this month. That's right, I don't just preach playing games, I facilitate it too. I'm a dealer in games. This month's Game of the Month is Medieval, and it is an awesome PS1 action adventure where you play as a skeleton knight. And it likely has been about 15 or so years since I have played or thought about Medieval, so I'm super excited to play this again. The ROM Hack of the Month is Wario Land 4 Parallel World. Is it Wario or Wario? This is the whole Mario thing all over again. But either way, it is a ROM hack based on Wario Land 4, and it's just adding a whole bunch more, and it is more Wario Land 4 shenanigans. Wario Land 4, yes. Look, just come play some games. Come join the Discord and come talk about these games and other ones, and just play some games, man. Xbox had their developer direct this week, and so we got confirmation of a few different games for release dates and all that. But we also found out that a lot more games are going to PlayStation going forward. So when Phil Spencer said it was only 4 games just a few short months ago, how quickly that has changed to suddenly be basically every game that they have now. I would not be surprised if Halo is going to go to PlayStation 5 or whatever the new PlayStation will be at that point, or any other Xbox exclusive. They are no longer going to be that way. It seems like everything's just going to go everywhere, including Switch and PlayStation. But they haven't said anything about Switch 2 because I'm guessing Nintendo's probably said you cannot say anything about Switch 2 games. But as soon as that comes out, we will start to see what Xbox games are going to the Switch 2. So it's the first time we've seen a Ninja Gaiden game in over 13 years, and it is coming, Ninja Gaiden 4. Looks like it's going to be the end of this year on PS5 and Xbox and Windows, of course, and all that sort of thing, but it looks super cool and fun, and yeah, sure, why not? More Ninja Gaiden. Not to be outdone by Ninja Gaiden 4, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is actually out on Game Pass this week, and I played a little bit of it, but it is a remaster of the Ninja Gaiden 2 game from 2008. So I guess Ninja Gaiden is coming in real hot this year. I only played a little bit of this game so far this week, but I'm excited to play a little bit more. Doom, The Dark Ages is coming soon, May 15th actually, and I absolutely loved Doom 2016, and Doom Eternal was great too, and they showed off a lot in this trailer of what makes Doom just awesome. There is not a lot of games out there that compete with Doom on just awesome moments. And when you're playing, the music ramps up, everything's just going crazy, and you're going crazy, but you're having a ton of fun. That is Doom in a nutshell, and I am super excited for this year. No Man's Sky Worlds Part 2 is coming, and it is a new update from No Man's Sky. And they are adding a new solar system, new planets, new terrains, new story, and a new adventure. Now, I check in and try and play No Man's Sky every few months to a year, but the core gameplay loop just isn't for me. Although it is awesome to see how many updates this game has gotten since the disastrous launch that it has, and I think at this point it is an entirely new game, and so kudos to them for keep doing it. My most anticipated game this year, Expedition 33, got a release date trailer, and it is April 24th. Not very far away at all. I cannot wait. This is actually a discounted game as well. It is only $45 on Steam, but it'll also be on Game Pass day one. I really hope this lives up to the hype. I am super excited for this. It is a turn-based game. It looks fantastic from the artwork and everything. I just can't wait. Spider-Man 2 is out on PC as of yesterday, and they released a nice chart with what to expect at different PC requirement tiers. Without ray tracing, you are basically good at 1440p 60 FPS with an RTX 3070. With ray tracing, you need an RTX 4080 or 4090 to do that same thing at 1440p or 4K. It is surprising that they actually even put a very low option here to show 720p 30 FPS for a GTX 1650. I wish they would show a 120Hz or 144Hz option because I'm curious what you need to do that. That's what I am aiming for, but I guess everybody can find that out already since it came out yesterday, so I'm sure all of that information is already documented and out there. For me, I'm actually curious how it runs on an Ally X, so I'll be watching to see that, but probably most likely just going to stream it like I have been everything else in these last few weeks. Now, I just beat this game not too long ago, so I don't know if I'm going to double dip anytime soon, but I didn't finish all the side stories or the collectibles, so I don't know. It is an awesome game, awesome story. I loved it, so I might just play it again because of how awesome it is, but we'll see. I don't know. I might wait just for the first sale and then pick it up. Appreciate you all for watching, and that's all for me, Sydney.